Hi, my name is Rylie Marlow, and the meal that I chose for this project was Spanish paella. So this is paella with seafood. For the history and culture, it is said to be a perfect union between two cultures from Spain, the Romans and the Arabs. For history and culture, it is said to be a perfect union between two cultures from Spain, the Romans and the Arabs. And an old story exists that talks of the Moorish king's servants creating the rice dish by mixing leftovers from the royal banquets into large pots. And this is the potential origin story, but a lot of people disagree. The term paella actually refers to the pan it is cooked in. An example of that is the bottom left. And most experts agree it was developed in the Spanish city of Valencia. In the bottom right, you can see just the women cooking this big meal as their sons and husbands work in the farms. A contemporary issue is that people are worried about the recipe being distorted due to mass tourism, like people adding unorthodox ingredients. And someone has even created a paella making machine, which people don't like because it takes away from the authenticity of like hand making this for people that you love. And politically, America has had an issue with a brand that makes many of the Spanish components of paella. So the brand Goya and the Goya Fair from the last presidential election brought issues in boycotting Goya, who provides many ingredients for dishes such as paella. Um, and religiously, over time, it became customary for cooks to combine rice with vegetables, beans, and cod, providing an acceptable meal for Catholic observance of Lent throughout history. And this is another one of the early origin stories of paella. Culturally, different regions and cultures make their paella a little bit different, excluding or including certain types of ingredients. For example, some people make it with chorizo if they don't want it with seafood. And then family-wise, the family is the epicenter of Spanish life, and it therefore revolves around food. Paella symbolizes family and carries important value to the Spanish people. The nutrient composition for 1 cup, we have 341 calories, 11 grams of fat, 39 grams of carb, 19 grams of protein, 1.9 grams of fiber, and vitamins such as calcium, iron, magnesium, and potassium are all contained in this seafood paella. It's not really tied to any diseases, but those with a shellfish allergy could be harmed. Most people actually develop a shellfish allergy during their adult years. So if somebody who hasn't had shellfish in a while tries it, they could have a mild allergic reaction. For the ingredients, there's olive oil, onions, bell peppers, garlic, tomatoes, bay leaf, paprika, saffron, salt and pepper, white wine, chicken thighs, parsley, Spanish rice, chicken broth, frozen peas, jumbo shrimp or prawns, mussels, calamari rings, and lemons for garnish. And I found this recipe online. To know something is fresh or high quality, as the grown ingredient, I chose bell peppers. And Aldi online said they need to be firm, bright, with tight skin. You don't want them like squishy or wrinkly. And I also just did it for shellfish, just because it's such a huge component of this dish. And you should buy your mussels alive. You want your scallops to be dry packed, and frozen prawns are just fine. Just try to get them recently caught and very fresh. For agriculture, bell peppers are available year round in our grocery stores, but the peak season is July through September, so kind of summery. And sustainability, they're relatively sustainable since there's no known damage to air, water, land, and soil, as long as pesticides are not used when they're being grown. But non-GMO and organic are the best choices to know that you are making a sustainable dish. For preparation, you add the olive oil to a skillet over medium heat, add the onion, bell pepper, garlic, and cook until onion is translucent. Add chopped tomato, bay leaf, paprika, saffron, salt, and pepper. Stir and cook for 5 minutes. Add the white wine and cook for 10 minutes. Taste and add salt if needed. Finally, add your chicken pieces, and then add parsley and rice to the pot and cook for 1 minute. Pour the broth around the pan and jiggle the pan to get the rice into an even layer, and do not stir this mixture going forward. Bring mixture to a boil and reduce heat to medium-low. Give the pan a gentle shake. During cooking, don't ever stir the rice. Cook for about 15 to 18 minutes uncovered. Then put your shrimp, mussels, and calamari onto the mixture. Sprinkle the peas on top and continue to cook for about 5 more minutes. You want the liquid to be absorbed and the rice to be very tender. If the rice is not tender, add some water or broth and continue cooking. Remove the pan from the heat and cover with a lid or tin foil, and place a kitchen towel over the lid and allow this to rest for 10 minutes. Finally, you can garnish this with fresh parsley and lemon to serve. I was able to try this at a Spanish tapas restaurant, so I feel like it was very authentic. It was super delicious. It had so much flavor and texture from all the components. I love seafood, so that texture didn't bother me at all. And then the veggies, chicken, and the rice, it was just all really nice. And it was so fragrant when it was brought to the table, just with all the spices. And then culturally, the Spanish appear to eat this as a big Sunday meal with family. because Spanish culture really values family. And it was so sweet. I didn't eat this with my family, but I ate it with a big group of friends, which was really awesome and sweet. And here's my Spanish paella from Porto's Wine and Tapas Bar. And a cultural comparison is in general, Spanish tapas restaurants are very much family style. You grab it, you share it, and serve it, compared to my family's traditional way of plating food before sitting down to eat. Time doesn't really seem to be an issue at these restaurants. It's more about sitting down and enjoying your time with friends and family, maybe having a drink, and you could have paid your bill and sit there for another hour. They don't really seem to mind. And here are all my references that I used. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed.